All right, folks, welcome back to PrepperNow. Today, we're going to be talking about some broader implications of ChatGPT and how your legality and just saying things about yourself, putting it into ChatGPT, could be used against you in a court of law. Welcome to PrepperNow. All right, friends, thanks so much for being here. We are brought to you by Augusta Precious Metals. Links in the description for the affiliate page if you're looking at putting your gold and silver or IRA into gold and silver. This is a great way to do it. Many people are choosing this option now for obvious reasons. All right, let's talk about this thing. So there was an interview. I actually put this onto my Subscribe Star and Locals yesterday. Thought I'd make a good video. And there's a conversation that's going on. And Sam Altman, who is the OpenAI CEO, said that if you're having a little chit-chat or you're plugging in information to ChatGPT, you do not have legal privilege protection, okay? So let's say you got a therapist, you go and you talk to the therapist, and you say, hey, X, Y, and Z are happening. You can make up your own, thoughts on that. You get a privilege. You have an attorney, you talk to them, they can't speak to other people, you have a privilege. Doctors talk about medical issues, you have a privilege. You do not have that with ChatGPT. So if you're plugging in all kinds of sensitive information into ChatGPT, asking questions, well, the data shared with ChatGPT could be subpoenaed. So, Altman has said that this thing is huge. It's a big issue, and he said it's a sensitive information could become discoverable in lawsuits. He said there needs to be some kind of a legal intervention, or they need to come in and get some kind of clarity on what kind of privacy protections AI conversations have with whatever you're using, whether that's Gemini, Grok, ChatGPT, whatever. And have it be treated like a private communication with a licensed professional. He said, as people get more and more into using AI, there could be potential issues with this. And even, as we covered here on the T app problem with everybody downloading the app, taking selfies, uploading their IDs on yesterday's video, that could cause all kinds of security risks, whether that's just basic, information or even up to the levels of national security. So anything you say to ChatGPT can be used against you in a court of law. It can be accessed in legal or regulatory investigations, and there's not really a protection. So what does that mean? Information is shared, well, it can be legally taken. They can get it, they can take it from you, or from the ChatGPT service itself. So if you are into digital and online security and safety and all that, right now, I would not be putting in anything to AI that you would want to keep private. Now, maybe it's an email. Maybe you've got contractual things that you're doing. Maybe you've got some documents or, a birth certificate, something like that. You cannot put that into ChatGPT and have it, detail it and then do things for you. Maybe you want to put everything, I don't know. You use your imagination. You get the point. So you have no legal privilege. Your personal data, whether it's sensitive or not, is not safe. And you might want to worry about how you safeguard your privacy, and of course be cautious. And then you've got regulation and other legal protections that are lacking. AI privacy is not there, especially if you're using stuff. Maybe you're doing something for your job and you want to use AI to do something from a formatting kind of standpoint. Well, now ChatGPT has access to that, and from there, it is discoverable in a court of law. So, pasting confidential info personal or business, whatever, probably not the smartest thing to do. So Sam Altman and ChatGPT, I mean, they're the most popular right now. They're the first ones to come out in November of 2022. All this stuff is getting more and more popular. More and more people are using it. So it is a concern that you do not have legal privilege and you cannot be, safeguarded from it should that stuff be subpoenaed, or maybe something happens where they get access to your information. Again, we talk about the T app. So at this point, what really needs to happen is there needs to be some kind of legislative or legal proceedings that would go in and make a lot more clear what kind of regulatory and just what kind of protections you have, whether that is through litigation, legislation, or whatever. Long story short, and speaking in American, if you put it in a chat GPT, it can come back and harm you. Okay? There's no Fifth Amendment when it comes to the chat GPT. So any kind of information, maybe you're like, hey, I want to figure out how to do insert, terrible thing that you want to do here. Well, now this can be used against you. Just like they look for your legal searches, they look for your searches on Google and stuff if you're under an investigation. Well, all this information is now retrievable, and if ChatGPT were to be subpoenaed, they would have to give it up in its current stance. So there's no Fifth Amendment, there's no, oh please don't do this or whatever. It's just there. So use caution. I mean, honestly, folks, if you're ever on the internet, and that's why I've been kind of talking about this stuff lately. I know it's not super doom and good for, great, crazy videos that people click on, but that I don't function my channel that way anymore. I want good information. And so if the views are down, whatever. Point I'm trying to make is don't put your sensitive information into anything that you can't protect. Okay? Your email, yeah, if you got two authentication or whatever, and it texts your phone and lets you know, and you got a backup email and everything else, and you're just emailing yourself, that's fine. But as we've been seeing, a lot of information is getting stolen. Yesterday we had the Allianz hack where millions of people had their information stolen. T-app, that's a big one. We're still going to see what the heck happens with that. All kinds of other hacks have happened. People's information are getting out there. Whatever kind of sensitive information you have, you need to be as private and safeguarded as possible on it, whatever that may look like, and you may do your due diligence on that. But do not just start filling in your important information out there to whoever asks. I mean, always figure out, what is it that's asking. This is how people lose their information or get hacked or have their identity stolen. So even on that level, you need to be careful. All right, friends, God bless. Thanks so much for being here, and we'll see you on the next one. This is brought to you by Augusta Precious Metals. We have links in the description for those, and as well as our other sponsors like ITEHIL Water Systems. PN20 gets you a 20% discount. We've got OUPES.com. They've been running big deals lately for a generator. A couple of subscribers have said, hey, thanks, I got the generator through them. And then, of course, there is JASE, and you've got PrepperNow. These are all of our sponsors, and we appreciate them working with us here at PrepperNow. You can follow me on X, Twitter, Minds, Gab, Subscribestar, Locals, Substack, and membership here are all a couple bucks a month or whatever. God bless, and we'll see you on the next one.